everyone, hello, Chocoholic here for another video review. It's a very special one. I mean, look at this. It has to be special, doesn't it? It's the Cadbury Yours for 200 Years Anniversary Tin, 1824 to 2024. Look at that. That's very nice, doesn't it? Very indulgent. Now, there is a smaller tin you can get, basically, which does have 3 of the 5 chocolates in this selection. So you can get a smaller one. But I think the 5 one is the way to go, isn't it, really? We'll see why in a minute. So, well, yeah, what does it have in it? Well, you can see here, these 5 different types of chocolates. Individually wrapped chunks of whole nut, dairy milk, white caramel and Caramilk. Yes, look at that, very nice. So I think the basically the smaller one just has these 3 here, so the caramel, dairy milk and whole nuts. So you've seen that selection before though. They have had that selection for quite some time with those 3 in one way or another. I've seen it before, so it's nothing too new, that, unfortunately, but this one does have the Caramilk and white in there as well, so pretty good. But I would say, if you think of a classic, you know, if you wanted to celebrate Cadbury's history, are these really the 5 ways to go? Are these the only 5 you could do? I mean, well, first of all, like, why is this not just whole yellow? Why is it not Cadbury Caramel? Why is it not just all in the yellow wrapper? You know what I mean? Like the Cadbury Caramel was. Why is this not Cadbury Dream? You know, make something of it. You know what I mean? I mean, it's nice to have the Caramilk in. I think that's a new inclusion. I think that would be good for the modern stuff. Dairy Milk, of course, is a classic. The whole nut, I get it, you know what I mean? But then why not have, like, I don't know, some of the things from Cadbury's Heroes in there, or something like Whisper in there, and, what I mean, basically make it like a sort of Heroes anniversary selection. Why not do that, really? You know, have like Flake in there. Bourneville, why is Bourneville not in here? You know, bring back some classics just specifically for this. I don't know, like Spyro or something. And all the ones people love from the 70s, just bring them back just for this, you know. A real proper celebration. It's 200 years. You know, we're not talking, you know, just, a small amount of time. They could have really pushed the boat out for this. And they haven't, and not even on a simple level. Like, why, as I say, why is this not Cadbury Caramel? Just all yellow wrapper, you know, like it used to be. Why is this not Cadbury Dream? You know, it could even still be Cadbury White. Why not just wrap it up in Dream? So Cadbury, you know, and just have a little small print that says it's really just Cadbury White. You know what I mean? Just make it, you know, just make the effort. And why is Bourneville not in it? It really, I just don't get it. And as I say, you could have really, you know, just had lots of just hints or things that, you know, Cadbury's history. Just bring back some of the classics, you know, just aren't for sale anymore. And obviously, I realise that that'd cost more money, be more of an effort, but it's 200 years, you know. The next time is basically 300 years, 100 years' time. Cadbury might not exist in 100 years. As I say, I realise they've got to make it cost effective, and I realise there's probably a limit to how realistic some of that is. But, you know, I think they could have made that yellow. And I think they could have included Bourneville in here, and I think they could have made that Cadbury Dream. You know what I mean? Or at least, you know, just at least do the wrapper and just have it on the small print say it's really Cadbury White, but it's, you know, I mean, I realise that might be sort of admitting that the Cadbury Dream is better or something, but it wouldn't really. Just do it, you know what I mean? It's really, I'm a bit disappointed that it's just so, I don't know, borderline lazy, basically. And as I say, they could have really just done a mix of Heroes and this as well. You know, put these in and put, you know, some of the hero ones in. They could have just really done some clever things. I mean, not make it exactly like Heroes, but as I say, just have like Whisper in there or something. And then as I say, have all the sort of classic Cadbury ones that they don't do anymore. You know, put in like, as I say, like Spyro in or something like that. So all these are ones that people love from back in the day. There's loads of them that even before my time. And I realise maybe lots of people did appreciate them. Basically, are no longer with us, unfortunately. But I mean, that's not the point, is it? You know, it's not the point. And there's still plenty. You know what I mean? The 70s wasn't that. Well, it was a long time ago, but there's still people around from the 70s. You know what I mean? So yeah, you know, you could even go back early. Just do throwbacks. You know what I mean? Like, and just change the wrappers to make them look different. I don't know. I'm going on a bit too long. You get the point. I don't want to labour it too much, but it's still a bit frustrating, isn't it? You know what I mean? They could have really pushed the boat out for 200 years. And as nice as the tin looks, I don't think they've really made as much of an effort as they could have done there. Especially when 3 of these are found in a typical sort of like mini selection they've done for quite some time now. So they've only really added these 2 in. You know. There we go. But it's got a bit of history going around the edge, which is quite nice. I think we've seen this history before in something else I reviewed. I can't quite think what it was now. I did review another product of Cadbury which had all these historical things on it. I think it was a Cadbury Australia one, I'm not sure though, for sure. We can see here, there you go, 1824, Bull Street, it says. John Cadbury opens his first shop selling cocoa, tea and coffee on Bull Street, Birmingham. We've got 1861, Richard and George Cadbury take over the family business and go on to create the UK's first totally pure drinking cocoa. Alright, so now we've got 1871. Cadbury is among the first to introduce bank holidays to his workers, something previously reserved for bankers. Alright, so I think we've been through all these before, as I say. 1904, on Robert Scott Falcon's maiden mission to the South Pole, he leaves behind Cadbury cocoa essence that later explorers would find. Right, so 1914, Cadbury's first introduced the iconic purple into its packaging. Dairy milk there as well on it. Not mentioned that they made dairy milk, does it? But there's dairy milk on there. 1941, throughout World War II, the Cadbury Angels created over 30,000 care packages for frontline soldiers. Alright. 1990, Cadbury World. After high demand for factory tours, Cadbury World is opened, welcoming over 500,000 people every year. In 2012, Cadbury is around to sponsor the London Olympic Games, an event that captures the hearts of the nation. And then, 2024, 200. Cadbury celebrates turning 200 years old, thanking the nation for making it possible. Alright. Then we've got the description there. A delicious mix of your favourite Cadbury chunks, including whole nut, dairy milk, white, caramel, and Caramilk. So I wonder if Caramilk then is going to become a staple. On the back here, is well, is there anything? Yeah, I think we've seen all the sides. On the back, so we've seen that bit. There's my date. We've got an assortment of chocolates, it says. Alright, and there's the ingredients. Not as many ingredients as you'd think. It does have palm fat in there, you can see. Equivalent to 426 millilitres of fresh liquid milk in every 227 grams of milk chocolate. Milk chocolate, milk solids 20% minimum, actual 23%. I still don't get why it says minimum and then it says actual. Why, surely actual is all that matters. Let me know if you know why it says that. Cocoa solids 20% minimum, milk chocolate contains vegetable fats in addition to cocoa butter. In 400 grams, calorie information, 518 calories, 28 grams of fat, 16 which are saturates, and a 720 gram tin. Well, so you times it by 7 for the whole tin, goodness me. So that's 3,500 calories, roughly, 7 times 5. So, yeah, more than that really, because there's a few, that's just rounding it down or up or whatever. But there we go. Alright, metal recycles forever, it says, okay. It says the wrappers do not recycle, UK only. Fair Trade Foundation, Chocoholic.org, suits vegetarians. Alright, there you go. The wrappers wonder if you could recycle in other countries. Funny, isn't it, really, UK only? You'd think recycling would be standard across the world, but clearly some ways to go yet. Alright, so there we go. So we just need to give this an open, don't we? So I'm quite looking forward to this. So I think we'll move myself down, give it an open, and we'll see what the distribution's like. So I think that's the first step, isn't it? So let's move myself down and do just that. Right, okay, we're going to do this Cadbury Yours for 200 Years Anniversary tin and open, and why not? It's a very special one, this one. It's got a bit of a tab there to pull, I'm not sure. Let's give it a go. There's definitely better ways to open it. It's opening, so that's what matters. Right. We'll just see what the distribution's like, basically. I think that's the first thing to do. I'll probably just move myself up and taste them individually after that. There we go, get rid of the antics there. Let's see what we've got here. Okay, oh, there we go, that goes quite nicely. Alright, yeah, there we go. Nice tin on the other side. There's a big camera there. Not bad, not bad. Right, so let's see. So yeah, no antics going on, no other bags of things or anything like that. It's all just loose, but I guess the individual wraps. You can see there's loads here, isn't there? Yeah, loads. Cadbury buttons as well. Could have those in here, couldn't they? But there's one, I think I've done before. Alright, so see what distribution's like, shall we? It's 5 different chocolates. I don't know how best to do this. We'll work it out. Let's just do them in lines maybe for the moment or something like that. So the caramels. So let's see. Now, of course, you want a good distribution because if you're sharing these with people, obviously that it is important to. Well, everyone has their favourites, don't you? So it's one of those. There's going to be quite a lot in there actually. It might be difficult to do this, but we'll see what we can do. So that's sort of 8 so far. Are they all on the screen? Hopefully they are. There's 9, isn't it? There's the caramels. There's the caramel up there. And the caramels are all glittery, so that's 10, isn't it? I think got 10 there. Right, so what we'll do is we'll then go on to another one. Do 10 of each, and then when we've got 10 of each, we can then work it out. Doesn't seem terrible the distribution so far. Right, we'll have to look here. Alright, so I'm going to use that. 10. Alright, there we go. I think that's 10 of each, isn't it? 10. Look, yeah, okay. Alright, so then we'll go on to the whole nuts. Okay, I've moved off screen there, isn't it? Apologies for that, might have, like I was cheating in some way. I wasn't. Okay. It's just logistically difficult to keep it on the screen, I think. No, I find it difficult to find here the whole nuts. I mean, whole nuts are not my favourites. I'm not bothered if there's few of those, but there are people who do like whole nuts. So, you know, 5, 8, 9, 10. Alright, so far so good. There's a 10 there, so it's alright, 10 of each so far. So we'll try dairy milks now. Oh, I don't know if we can I show these. Put them on the bottom here, you might be able to just about see them. Could move one away, of course, I guess, but okay, let's give it a try. So the whites to come on as well. You would, if anything, you would expect there to be more dairy milks than anything else, but who knows? Okay, so do we have 5 of each now? 5, 10 of each rather. I think we do. Okay, so there's at least 10 of each there, so that's not too bad, is it? That's not too bad. So we'll do the, how can we do the Cadbury whites then, I guess? How can we do those? We'll probably, I can tell you right now, it looks like there's going to be fewer Cadbury whites than all the others, which is a bit poor. So we'll do Cadbury whites down the, well, we'll do them down the centre like this, how about that? We'll do them there like that. 2, 3, 4, 5. You know what, there's definitely fewer Cadbury whites. 1. Struggling to find them. There's only 6 Cadbury whites in here. Oh no, there's another one. 7. I think that's it. I think that's all the Cadbury whites there are. Can't see any more. Alright, so there's only 7 Cadbury whites in there. There's plenty, you can see there's still plenty in here of other ones. Right, so we've got 7 Cadbury whites in there. So I don't know how I'll do the rest now. It's going to be difficult. Maybe we'll just do it in here, maybe. I don't know. So the Caramilks, we'll put them here. At the bottom, maybe. Plenty, I mean, the Caramilks are still going, you know what I mean? It's madness. Yeah, so there's 5 more Caramilks. I don't know, there's so many. It's quite a lot in here, must be said, but you consider though that we've already run out of Cadbury whites. I'll put the things in here as well. Yeah, I'm not sure I can. This is difficult now, isn't it? So we've got at least 5 more of each of those. Yeah, let's put in these dairy milks on top. 2, 3, 4, 5 more dairy milks. 6 more dairy milks. 7. That's whole nuts. Yeah, so we've got 7 more. So we've got 17 dairy milks basically. I think we've got 16. We've got 17 Caramilks as well. We won't make that. There's 7 extra ones there. There's another 7 caramels as well. So we've got 17 of those. And there's another 3 whole nuts. So we've got 13 of those. So if I worked out correctly, we've got 17 Caramilks, 17 caramels, 13 whole nuts, 17 dairy milks. 3 of them are the same. 13 whole nuts, but only 7 whites. Only 7 Cadbury whites. I mean, that's pretty poor. Over double most of the others, really. And what's the other lowest one? 13. So we've almost got double whole nuts as well. So that's a bit rubbish, really, isn't it? If you're into the Cadbury white chocolates, you know, for sure. So So there we go. Well, there we are. All right. Okay, well, that's distribution. I think we'll rate them all individually now. So I'll move myself up and give them a taste. Quite excited for this, for sure. Okay, well, okay, we're going to this Cadbury Yours for 200 Years Anniversary Tin, 1824 to 2024. A taste, well, an experience, I guess you'd say. I don't know, well, yeah, I guess a taste, really. There's 5 different kinds of chocolates in there. Cadbury White, Caramilk, Cadbury Caramel, Whole Nut, Dairy Milk Whole Nut, and just Dairy Milk itself. We saw that the distribution was pretty, well, reasonable in some respects. I think the Caramilk had 17, the Caramel had 17, the Dairy Milk had 17, the Whole Nut had 13, but the Cadbury White only had 7 in there. So that's really pretty poor, that, to be honest with you. Alright, so we'll review them individually, I think is the gist of it. So start with, let's see, I'll just check off, yeah, I've got my thing right. So we'll start with, now these are our mini chunks, not quite synonymous with the bars essentially, but you can see it's empty wrapping in there as well. Yeah, so I know Alan Lockhart was saying he really loves the chunks of these kind of things, so we'll see. So we'll start with, say, the Dairy Milk. Let's go with the open there. Right, there we go. Lovely stuff, you can see. Very nice indeed, very nice. We'll give a bit of a measure as well. We'll just I'll grab my old measuring apparatus. Will be one moment. Okay, so here we go. So lovely Cadbury look to it on the top there, flat on the bottom. Let's see, the calipers here. So we'll just to give it a bit of a measure. Why not? 2.7 in one direction. 2.7 in the other, and height 1.5. Alright, it's going to be solid chocolate, this one, I think, so we'll just give it a bite. I must say, Dairy Milk is so nice. It's just lovely and velvety, you know, it's a really lovely velvety chocolate taste. Yeah, it is very nice. It's just got a nice, I don't know, it's just something velvety about it, just really lovely. Really nice chocolate. It's probably not one for the purists, you know what I mean? If I say, oh, it's just full of rubbish, it's not real chocolate, all this, that and the other, but it is very nice. I think most people would agree with that, really. It's a lovely chocolate. Obviously milk chocolate, it's just very distinct taste, very unique to Cadbury. It's probably not going to sort of, you know, set your world on fire. It is just milk chocolate basically, but it's a lovely milk chocolate. I think for me it's a 4, 4.5. It's just got that lovely velvety taste. I'm going to say a 4 out of 5. I think that's fair enough for just a straight chocolate, but it's certainly close to a 4.5 out of 5. Really very tasty. Yeah, very, very much so. Let's try the Whole Nut now. I mean, I'm not a massive Whole Nut fan. But let's have a see. It's going to be the same as the regular one, I imagine. We've got Dairy Milk, but there you go. It's the same, doesn't it? Give a bit of a measure. Your calipers here. Was it 2.7 even was? About the same. It's the same size, I'm pretty sure. 1.5 there, 1.6 almost, yeah. Okay, let's give it a bit of a go. There you go, just has a whole hazelnut in there. Nothing special about the hazelnut particularly. You know, it has no flavour other than hazelnut's not, you know, honeyed or I don't think it's roasted, I'm not sure, maybe it is, but don't taste anything different than normal. It's not bad, it's just that crunch. I prefer biscuit in my chocolate rather than nuts myself, personally. I guess if you like hazelnuts, of course, this is where it's at for you. It's got lovely Dairy Milk chocolate. I don't think I can mark it down because of the whole hazelnut. I mean, it's just, I prefer it without the hazelnut, to be honest with you. I say with a biscuit insert, but I think the chocolate's still just as good as that lovely Dairy Milk, you know, velvetiness. It's just really nice. And for me personally, it's probably a 3.5 out of 5, but you know, for all hazelnut nutters out there, things like this, it could be a 4.5 out of 5 for yourself, but I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5 still. Still very lovely, lovely chocolate. Yeah, I prefer it without the hazelnut, as I say, but it's still a lovely experience all the same, and I think hazelnutters out there will be very happy with that. They would probably give it a 4.5 out of 5, I think. Just like if you had biscuit in for me, it'd probably be a 4.5 out of 5. All right, let's try the caramel this time. Okay, so I assume this is the same again. These are the 3 classic ones that you usually get. So it should be the same size, I imagine. Looks the same, doesn't it? Just slight indentation at the bottom, but I think that's just, you know, variance. Okay, so it should be 2.7 in width. Yep. seems to be a rough perfect square, so yeah, 2.7. Height, what was it, 1.567, something like that. 1.5. This might be a bit messy, this one. We'll give it a nibble. Let's see. Goodness me. Razor. Yeah. Very, points to that, very liquidy. It's a very thick, still runny, buttery caramel for sure. You can see there, it's, I always describe it as buttery really. Probably less, certainly more so than something like Galaxy Caramel, I think you'd say. You know, which is obviously its main competitor, I would say. This one, as I mentioned before, I wish it was in the yellow wrapper. It's just melting away, you know, it's just, oh, it's all running away. I have to eat it quick. It's a nice caramel. I think it's not quite the addition that, I mean, it's just another experience. I don't think it really raises the sort of the dairy milk. You know, I don't even know if it particularly is dairy milk really, doesn't it? It says dairy milk with Cadbury caramel, but you don't really taste the dairy milk. So for intents purposes, it isn't, as far as the taste is concerned. It doesn't have that velvety taste in the chocolate. I mean, it could be dairy milk, but it doesn't come across that way. And it used to be called just Cadbury caramel. It wasn't mentioned dairy milk with caramel or whatever. So I don't know for sure if it is really dairy milk, but I assume it is. But you know, there is reasons to doubt it, I guess. But it certainly doesn't taste it. You don't get that taste, but you get a nice caramel taste there. So as I say, it doesn't really lift it to sort of any greater extent. It's just a nice alternative to solid chocolate, really. So not bad at all. I think again for me, this one, it's it's basically a 4 out of 5. A nice experience, a nice buttery caramel. The chocolate's nice as well, but as I say, you don't really get the dairy milk experience there. So if you did still get the dairy milk taste, I think that would probably be a 4.5 out of 5. Alright, so I'll give the Cadbury White a go next. There's only 7 of these in this pack, which is a bit of a shame. There we go, let's give this one a go. Assume the size will be the same as the others, but we'll find out. You know, it doesn't look it, you know, it looks a bit smaller, this one. Let's see, okay, so using the height. So there's about 2.7 wide. It's about the same width. Same all the way around. About 2.7. The height still looks a bit smaller. 1.2. Yeah, so it's not as high, this one, basically. It's not as tall as the other one. Let's get a, you know, and so you get fewer of these and it's not as big. So let's get a Cadbury Dairy Milk out and just open that just to compare them. Yeah, look at that, look. Just not as big. Can't quite make out. No, I mean, it's hard to see. It's hard. It doesn't. It looks like it's the same size on the camera, but it isn't. In hand, it just doesn't feel it. I don't know. It's weird. It's just optical illusion, really, there on the camera. But it isn't that. You know, as I say. Yeah, I'll show you. See if we show you again. So. What are the calipers here? Let's say the height of this one. 1.6. So the height of this one. 1.2. You know what I mean? So it's not as tall, even though it looks like it is. It isn't. You can see it in hand. You can tell, but on the camera, it's hard to make out. Really, you can see there. That's probably the best way of seeing it. But yeah, so noticeably small. So fewer of them and the smaller. Very disappointing. Okay, let's give it a nibble. This is just solid chocolate. Not bad, this one. I think it's there's no vanilla taste. It's not flavoured vanilla or anything like that. It's it's not bad white chocolate. It's nothing I'm gonna blow your socks off. I used to, you know, I don't know if Milky Bar's changed, but Milky Bar was my favourite. This one's a bit usually has a bit of a chemically taste. I don't think it particularly does anymore, but it does catch your phone a bit. White chocolate tends to do that for me. It's okay, this one, but the fact it's smaller, this, that and the other, it's a bit disappointing than the other ones. I feel like white chocolate probably needs something in it to make it a bit more interesting for me. Generally, some of them are quite nice, but some of them are very nice normally anyway, but mostly like a vanilla taste or something, but with some filling. But it's not bad. I think a 3.5 out of 5 for me. Perhaps could be a bit better, a bit more interesting, and a bit bigger really. Alright, so the last one, Caramilk. Let's see about this one. Is this going to be the same size as the Cadbury White? So I think it might be. Let's give it a bit of a measure. Find out. So 2.7 again, as normal. And height 1.3. So about maybe just slightly bigger. Might be a bit of variance in there, but it's certainly not as big as the other ones. Yeah, 1.2. So it's basically the same size as the Cadbury White, so a bit smaller again than the Dairy Milk ones. Just about see there, can't you? It's hard to tell really, but in hand it's more obvious. Yeah. Okay. This is caramel white chocolate, isn't it? Basically. So let's give it a nibble. I don't think it's flavoured caramel. I think it's caramelised white chocolate. A nice caramel taste on the white chocolate. Quite a burn. It's not as good as the Australian caramel, I don't think. That just seems to taste a bit nice. But this is quite good. It's quite chunky. The chunks are bigger than the actual bar version in the UK, so that's quite nice. It's not bad. It's still got maybe like catching a fruity taste that the white chocolate has. It's not bad. It's not bad. Just nice caramel taste, like caramel flavoured white chocolate almost. Really, it's not too bad. It's not blowing my socks off though. Really, I think the Australian one in Cadbury Australia is just a lot better where it originated. That's where they did it, and then Cadbury UK followed suit. It's okay. I think the Dairy Milk is nicer though. Basically, the Dairy Milk is the nicest one. And Cadbury Caramel's got the caramel in, and the whole nut is basically Dairy Milk with a nut in. So if you like nuts, of course, yeah, there you go. And for me personally, it's probably 3.5 out of 5, but I can appreciate it to be a 4. I think this one again, the Caramilk is a 3.5 out of 5. It's okay. It's a bit, it's just a shame it's just small. I just don't get it really why it's smaller. So than the other ones, well, I guess other than the white. It's nice though, but it's just a bit like a caramel flavoured, sort of Cadbury White really, and it's, I don't know, it just doesn't sort of. It's okay. I prefer if it had that caramel in it, actual runny caramel like the other one. That would be even nicer, But so it's not too bad. I'd say the Cadbury Australia Caramilk is where it's at really for me, but it's still nice. But it's not as interesting as it could be. There's definitely better caramel white chocolates out there, or whatever caramelised white chocolates for sure. But yeah, as for the set as a whole, I think it's a bit disappointing really. It's nice and it's not terrible by any means. It's lovely chocolates in here. Cadbury Dairy Milk is always a winner. All of them are nice basically. None of them are going to blow your socks off. I think for me the main problem is the fact, well, there's two main problems really. One we've seen, which you didn't know originally, was the fact that two of them are smaller than the others. The Caramilk and the Cadbury White are smaller than the other ones. They're just, which is bonkers really. Why is that? But the other thing as well is relating to that is the fact there's only 7 of the Cadbury Whites. In my set at least, there should be consistency. There should be maybe one, maybe it should be one fewer of one than the other. But having only 7, there's 17 of 3 of them, and only 7 of another, and the other one's got 13. Madness, really, that isn't it? Absolute madness. So yeah, but for me, as well, you're celebrating 200 years of Cadbury. It's literally, Cadbury 200 years. This doesn't really reflect, Cadbury generally, other than the fact it's just got Dairy Milk in. The others are kind of a bit more mundane really. Why has it not got, as I say, other things like Cadbury buttons in, or Freddo in, or why is it not got, I say, some even roses in, or whispers in, or or some things they don't do anymore, like I say Spirers or other Cadbury products that have, that aren't around anymore. And then why is the caramel not in the yellow wrapper? Why is it not stylized like the old wrapper? And why is the Cadbury White not being repackaged as Cadbury Dream? Why is it not really celebrating Cadbury's history? And why is there no Bourneville in there? Bourneville, of all the things, Bourneville should be in here. It's just it kind of feels lazy. And for 200 years, surely you can push the boat out a bit more than this. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's a nice selection of chocolates. But I think for a celebration of 200 years, it is pretty disappointing, I would say. So I think for me overall, it's probably a 3 out of 5 really. I think for the chocolates themselves average out around a 3.5 or 4, probably a 4 really. But the selection and other than the tin, there's not really been much effort made here. And there might be reasons why they can't do a Spire in there, or throw flakes in there, or whispers, or buttons, or Freddos, or something, and things from the past or whatever. But at least make their Dairy Milk caramel, branded just Cadbury caramel with maybe the bunny on it, and you know, and the Cadbury White Make It Cadbury Dream. At least do that, and you can definitely do that. And you need some small print, so it's not really Dream, it's white or something. Fine, you know, but at least make some effort. So, you know, a bit disappointing really that they've just not pushed the boat out a bit more or at all. So 3 out of 5. All right, guys, let me know what you think of this one. Yeah, what you reckon to this selection, and what would you put in to celebrate Cadbury's 200 years? You know what? You know, you've got all Cadbury's products to think of. What could you put in here, other than what what they have done? You know, let me know. Let me know what you think. Because I'm certain there's a lot more they could have done, basically, to make it a lot more interesting as well. A real celebration, you know, all the marvellous creations and things like this. Boggles my mind. There's so many things they could have done. Just a bit of a shame. So let me know what you think. Take care, guys. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now. See ya.